What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back with another Four Corners video for today's 8-game MLB main slate, courtesy of Awesemo.com. It's a bit of a shorter slate today, but one with some quality hitting around, and that means I'm going to give you guys a chance to win a free month of Awesemo Plus. All you have to do is right now like the video, and if you want to win that free month, comment your double dong pick down below. Yesterday, we had a couple guys hitting double dongs, and you guys somehow got them right in the comments. They were really random, but people got them correctly, so let's keep the momentum going right now. Like the video, and comment your double dong pick to win that free month of Awesemo Plus. Let's get to our first corner today. The top pitchers on today's slate, and Jacob deGrom going against the White Sox should be the top owned option industry-wide. deGrom gets 3.5 implied runs against him, and is expected to be the #1 owned pitcher on DraftKings with 37%, on FanDuel with 27%, and on Yahoo with 37% as well. deGrom has been filthy in 2019 with a 31.2% K rate and a 15.2% swing strike rate, with just a 101 ISO allowed, so the White Sox's 26.2% K rate versus right-hand pitching looks like a quality spot to go with deGrom. This is a particularly weak pitching slate, and deGrom looks like he's in the strongest spot. I imagine I'll at least match the field on him because he's one of very few guys I actually trust today. Jose Barrios at Miami should also find some ownership today with 3.4 implied runs against him, which are a slate low. He's expected to be the #2 owned pitcher on DraftKings with 34%, on FanDuel with 21%, and on Yahoo again with a mirroring 34%. It looks like a low-risk spot for Barrios given Miami's 122 ISO and 25.3% K rate in a pitching-friendly park, but his 21.8% K rate doesn't offer much upside if he does somehow give up runs in that process. Barrios limits damage at a really high level, but its lack of strikeout upside can make it hard for him to cover up boards if he does give up those runs. I'm much less inclined for Barrios than I am deGrom today. And Mike Minor versus Seattle should also find some ownership with 4.4 implied runs against him. Minor will be the #3 owned on DraftKings with 22% and on FanDuel with 19%, while he'll be #4 on Yahoo with 25% expected ownership. Seattle hasn't been hideous versus left-handed pitchers with a 195 ISO and a 109 WRC+, but their 26.3% K rate offers some opportunity for Minor's 24.8% K rate, despite a hot park that favors hitters at Texas today. Minor is a little bit cheaper than Barrios and deGrom, so I see some degree of value there, but I still don't love the spot for him in a hot Texas park against a Seattle team who hits better than people seem to realize. On to our next corner, the top stacks on the slate, and a Philadelphia stack going against Jeff Samardzija is one of those teams. Philly gets 5.1 implied runs, and they project for top stack ownership with Samardzija's park downgrade and a 5.2 xFIP and 183 ISO allowed overall. Philly is value priced, but lefty bats should fare better given the 5.6 xFIP, 1.5 whip, and 239 ISO that Samardzija allows to left-handed batters. I'm probably more inclined for mini stacks of Philly if their ownership stays as high as they are. This looks like it's going to be a very popular full stack today, and I'm not sure they're going to get full stack production going against Samardzija. A Mets stack versus Lucas Giolito should also be owned today with 4.6 implied runs for them. The Mets top 5 again projects for high ownership despite Giolito's 1.1 whip and 29% K rate in 2019. Giolito has started to struggle some recently, and the Mets are decent at hitting right-handed pitchers, but it could be a tough spot for full stacks with Giolito mostly limiting damage with just a 4 xFIP and 2.9% home run rate allowed this year. The Mets aren't a bad hitting team, but Giolito does a good job keeping the ball away from batters. I think this is a spot where I'm inclined to come onto the field on the Mets, and I actually may have some Giolito if their ownership stays as high as it is right now. And a Texas stack versus Wade LeBlanc should also find ownership today with 5.8 implied runs for them. Texas will likely see an opener before LeBlanc, who's been bad this year with a 5 xFIP and just a 17.6% K rate on the year. Texas is also not great versus left-handed pitchers with a 26.6% K rate and an 84 WRC+, so there is some risk to the ownership here despite a scorching hot day at Texas. Texas has been mostly bad versus left-hand pitchers on the year, with Danny Santana the only guy in their projected lineup today with over a 100 WRC+ versus a lefty. I don't think this is a great spot for Texas, but they're going to be owned like it is because of the hot weather and that positive hitting park. On to our next corner, the lower owned options on today's slate. The San Francisco stack makes it in again because they're going against Vince Velasquez today. San Francisco gets just 4.4 implied runs for them, and they were beaten up yesterday by Drew Smyly, but Velasquez has been bad with lefty splits with a 5.1 xFIP and a 243 ISO allowed versus what should be a lefty-heavy San Francisco lineup. San Francisco overall hasn't been great on the year versus right-hand pitchers with an 87 WRC+ and a 169 ISO, but guys like Pablo Sandoval, Mike Yastrzemski, Alex Dickerson, and Stephen Vogt are all over a 221 ISO and a 105 WRC+ versus right-hand pitching. San Francisco is a bit higher priced than you'd like to see, but it is a good spot here against Velasquez, who's been terrible versus lefties. I think people are going to be on San Francisco, and I'm willing to go there today at not much ownership. Jose Urquidy at Cleveland also interests me with 4.7 implied runs against him. Urquidy's price is extremely reasonable industry-wide, given that he has a 2.9 xFIP and a 29% K rate so far in 2019. Strikeouts may be hard to find with Cleveland offering just a 20% K rate, but reasonable ownership and good ability by Urquidy makes him at least somewhat interesting on, again, a really weak pitching slate. Urquidy's cheap enough with strikeout upside, even though Cleveland doesn't give up a lot of Ks. I'm willing to take some Urquidy shares today in the hopes that he can get there against this tough lineup. And on the other side, a Houston stack versus Zach Plesac interests me with 5.3 implied runs for them. Plesac has limited damage well with a 1.1 whip, but his 5.1 xFIP and low 18% K rate can regress versus Houston's quality hitters. Houston's projected lineup has a 279 199 batting average, a 127 WRC plus, and a 204 ISO and a park upgrade at Cleveland, as Plesac's also been lucky in 2019 with just a 210 batting average on balls in play. Plesac seems like he's due to negatively regress, while Houston is a quality hitting team in a park upgrade. I think it's a nice spot to go to Houston without much ownership expected for them today. And Sandy Alcantara versus Minnesota gets a very reluctant mention here today with 4.6 implied runs against him. Alcantara will actually be decently owned today, but he projects his passable value despite an ugly 5.4 xFIP and 16.3% K rate overall. I think on a weak pitching slate it makes sense to bite the bullet and pay up, but Alcantara does project as the best cheap value on a slate in which there's much better hitting to go around. Zach Gallen was a guy I liked yesterday versus Minnesota because he's actually good and has some strikeout ability. Alcantara has none. He also doesn't give up much power, so he's an okay guy, but not one I'm as enthusiastic about going against Minnesota. On to our last corner of the one-offs, and G-Man Choi going against Rick Porcello jumps out to me. Choi is cheap and expected in the leadoff spot with a team best 207 ISO and 132 WRC plus versus right-hand pitching, while Porcello gives up a 196 ISO and a 4.6 xFIP to left-handed batters. Tampa Bay's stack interests me honestly more than a lot of the pitchers out there, but I think Choi is a good one-off to go to if you can't get to that full Tampa Bay stack today versus Porcello. Bryce Harper versus Jeff Samardzija should also be a popular one-off today. Harper's been kind of bad with a 250 batting average versus right-handed pitchers, but his 236 ISO and 129 WRC plus can generate scoring given that Samardzija has a 5.7 xFIP and 239 ISO allowed to left-handed batters. Again, I'm inclined to get away from that full Philly stack because of the high ownership expected from them. I think it's a good spot to go to Harper as a one-off or as part of that Philly mini stack. And Alex Dickerson versus Vince Velasquez is also a one-off who jumps out to me. Dickerson is priced up, but he's crushed right-handed pitching in over 100 at-bats with a 333 ISO and a 189 WRC plus that matches up well, given that Velasquez has a 1.5 whip and 243 ISO allowed to left-handed batters. I don't think people are going to want to pay for San Francisco today, but Dickerson's been a nasty hitter versus righties. I think it's a nice spot to go to him without much ownership expected. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on this tough, really crappy pitching slate. But right now, like the video, and if you want to win that free month of Osmo Plus, comment your double dong pick down below. Yesterday, we had 3 guys guessing the double dongs correctly, and you could see them right here. It was Alex Kaiser, 1994, and Bjorn Hagen, who guessed Adam Duvall and Corey Dickerson, 2 random guys who got those double dongs correct. Unfortunately, only one person can win that free month of Osmo Plus, so the winner is 1994, a regular here in the Four Corners video. Email me at chris@osmo.com to collect your prize here of that free month of Osmo Plus. And for everybody else out there, if you want to join these guys with the glory that comes with guessing a double dong correctly, like the video and comment your double dong pick down below. And rather than commenting a guy after lock who's already hit a double dong, as some people did yesterday, if you want to get that month of Osmo Plus, instead use that promo code Switch and Hedge for half off your first month. Get all the ownership projections and player projections, all the information that you need to make better MLB DFS lineups every single day. So use that promo code Switch and Hedge right now for half off your first month of Osmo Plus. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. With football season heating up, there'll be a ton of stuff coming out for me. So go check me out on there right now. Go follow me at Chris Spags on Twitter and Instagram. I'll be back with my pal, the Chubster Josh Engelman, on Live Before Lock later today. So subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when we go live later. And of course, I'll be back tomorrow with another Four Corners video. So thank you guys for watching, and of course, good luck.